Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm excited to be here early in the morning because I think I'm going to help wake you up with some really exciting, interesting news about what drone technology is doing. And we're also going to fly a drone on stage, so get really excited about that. I want to start off with our PowerPoint with a shot that might look familiar to you. No, this is not a opening credit sequence from Infernal Affairs 4. This is actually a shot that one of my colleagues took on a hike just the other day. She has no background in filmmaking or expertise, but saw this beautiful view, took her Phantom out of her backpack, and flew. Now, you've seen shots like that. You've seen images like this. The photos and the video created by aerial devices is opening up a new channel of creativity in ways that you might know about or might not. You've seen content creators like Casey Neistat, Trey Radcliffe, Philip Bloom using this technology on their social page and talking about the process of how this integrates into their creative vision. You might not know that most of the films that you're seeing now include drone shots. Game of Thrones, Skyfall, the new Jason Bourne movie, all of them use drone technology to capture shots that are either too time-intensive, too costly, or too dangerous for traditional aerial imaging to capture. Now, you might know about the creative side of aerial filmmaking, and this might be redundant for you, but look again at this picture. What are you actually looking at? It's a beautiful shot for sure, but what you're actually seeing is the human impact on the environment around this person. This shot was created by a Russian ice fisher who, while he was out getting some pike, wanted to cut some holes in the ice and had no idea what it looked like from above. So he flew up and for the first time was able to see what it actually looked like for him to fish in his environment around him. Now, this is just one example of how the creative, novel use of drones helps open our eyes to something new, a new perspective of who we are and how we interact with the environment around us. And that's led us to many, but today I'm going to talk about 4 surprising ways that drone technology integrates into your daily life right now. Not in the distant future, but today. But first, I want to talk a little bit about some of the enabling technology. Many of you might be familiar with our Dji Phantom Series. This is the most popular consumer quadcopter on the market. We originally released the Phantom here almost 5 years ago, and we've seen a complete sea change. And not only the technology, but how people use it. And that really comes back to the hardware itself, where we have a lot more intelligence on board that make it easier for people like you, like me, like my colleague who had never flown or created a professional film before, to get up in the air and get amazing images. So I'm going to take off and show you a little bit of what this technology actually does. So I'll take off. So as you can see, we're live streaming straight from the device, straight to your screen. And the great thing is, not only can you see this on your smart device or up here on the screen, but you can now live stream this to Facebook or to YouTube or to Periscope. So you can share what you're seeing in real time. As you can see, even in this dense environment with a lot of RF signals bouncing around, this platform is really stable. It knows where it's supposed to be, and without me giving it any additional input, it will move back to where it's supposed to be. Now, this is actually pretty bog standard for those of you who are already familiar with this industry. What's more exciting is how the technology has evolved to make it easier and safer for people to fly. And that includes obstacle avoidance technology. So now, if it senses an obstacle like me, it will automatically stop. So even as I'm pushing forward into me, it senses that I'm an obstacle and will not fly forward. So that gives first-time pilots a lot more confidence that they're going to be able to fly with precision while they're in the air. Another holy grail for this technology is the ability to easily track and film something. So we all want to be that next action star or action sports star, but it's hard to get that shot of you flying down a mountain while piloting this device at the same time. Now we've created what we call optical tracking, computer vision technology. Without me giving it any input, it knows where I am and will follow me. This is without me having to use any device, no external device needed. It locks onto me and will follow me wherever I go. So this is a brand new generation of technology that is being implemented into smart cars, autonomous vehicles, and of course, drones. So this technology has enabled a wide variety of creators to get up in the air and fly with confidence that they'll be able to get a great shot. And we've talked a lot about new technology and how the potential that it has. And you've heard a lot of interesting concepts for drones, everything from delivery to transportation. And all of that's very exciting in the future. But I want to talk about some of the things that are happening right now with this technology. First up is for firefighters and public safety officers. One of the biggest challenges that you have in an emergency is getting the right information in real time. Firefighters face a tremendous challenge because they're under time pressure, but obviously in an environment where there's a lot of smoke, they're locked on the ground, the fire might be several miles long, it might be very short. They don't know where the center is because the whole area is covered in smoke. Using drone technology, they can get real-time intelligence of where to put out a fire. Using a drone just like this, they're able to fly over the fire and see where some of the safest entry points into a burning building are. They're able to look at a wildfire and see what is the extent of the damage already done by the fire and what is the direction and speed that the fire is heading. Using thermal cameras that we've developed with our partners at FLIR, they're even able to see through obscurance, like smoke, to identify where the heat centers are of fires or where there might be survivors in buildings. This is not only important for firefighters, but other search and rescue workers. We recently partnered together with the largest emergency response network in Europe called ENA, which is working together with us to incorporate our drone technology into groups like the Donegal Mountain Rescue Team, who's using this technology to fly over areas where there might be missing hikers and identify them in faster time so that they can save lives. Beyond the work of public safety officials, we also want to enable people who need information over time in fine detail that might be too costly to use a satellite or a helicopter to gather. Just this past week, we worked together with the United Nations Development Program to launch an initiative in the Maldives to create 3D models of the coastline of the Maldives so we can gauge the impact of coastal erosion over time. This is precise data that's hard for satellites to capture accurately. As you can imagine, a country like the Maldives might not have the resources to continually use that technology over time. Using a $1,000 quadcopter, they're able to get that intelligence on a daily basis, process it, and gauge the impact of climate change on their country. Now, this isn't just a government-led initiative. In the US, the Nature Conservancy partnered together with a software partner of ours called Drone Deploy to challenge users like me, you, everybody who have this technology in their life to go out and create maps of the California coastline. They aggregate all of the data so that they get a precise and live updated view of how the California coastline is doing over time. So this gives us a lot more insight into how the environment is impacting, how we're impacting the environment around us, and what the threats might be to us and our cities. Speaking of cities, this is an application that I think is really surprising and really exciting, and that's the usage of drones to help plan smarter cities. Now, how is it going to help plan smarter cities? No, we've not developed a construction drone yet that can actually build a city, though that might be coming. But this technology now gives real-time insight into traffic flows or areas where there might be increased heat signatures, and where you wouldn't want to develop low-cost housing because unless you have air conditioning, it might be pretty untenable to live. So this is being used by urban planners, construction engineers, people who want to look at the overall environment and see where is it most safe to build? How is the environment that we're going to build in going to interact with the people that will actually live there? And over time, areas like this, how are people actually using the infrastructure that we've developed, and can we build a smarter town? So I've talked about 3 different examples that show how drone technology can be used in places where traditional aviation is either too costly, too dangerous, or too time-intensive. But now I want to show you perhaps the most exciting, well, for me, because I'm a nature lover, most exciting application for drones, and one that really surprised you. I'm talking, of course, about snot collection. Yes, snot collection of whales.
It would take me a week with a 93-foot boat with 12 people to do that. Looking at the largest animal that ever existed on this planet, just flying down along its body and then having it blow into the drone and seeing on camera all the snot. I mean, wow.
That's right, snot collection. Dr. Ian Keir of the Ocean Alliance had a challenge. He'd been trying to assess the health of whale pods for the last 5 years, but one of the biggest problems is you had to take a dinghy out to the boat, wait for the whale to blow up its spume, and catch it. Now, as you can imagine, we've all read Moby Dick. None of us really wants to take a dinghy and sail close to a whale while out in the open sea. But he saw the development of this technology and realized that if he could attach some sponges to this type of quadcopter, he'd be able to fly close enough to the whale, non-obtrusively, and collect the snot that they create from their spume. Using that snot, he's able to accurately assess the health of that whale. Looking at the aggregated data of the snot from an entire pod, he's able to assess larger health trends. Are they getting enough food? Are there significant diseases that might be impacting the entire pod? So this is a surprising application. And again, DJI did not set out to create a snot drone. Surprisingly, the market for that really isn't mature yet. But we did want to create a technology that enabled people with that vision so that they could go out and create that amazing application for what the technology could do. And that's why we wanted to create this technology, make it easier, make it more affordable, make it more accessible, so that people like you can go out and try new concepts. Get your hands on the technology and get a new vision for what you can do and see in the world around you. So that's our challenge to you and our invitation. Please come join us and help get a new vision of the future. Thank you very much.